This is Appalling News. I'm Paul Chatto. An Amish community in central Ontario, Canada, is facing fines of up to $400,000 because they didn't use the federal government's ArriveCAN app, which was mandatory for people coming into Canada during the virus made in China which shall not be named pandemic, to prove they had received the minimum number of jabs. The $400,000 fine was amassed because the farming community ignored the many email warnings the government sent. Our federal government, massively ignorant at the best of times, was seemingly unaware that the Amish do not use electricity and therefore have no place to plug in the computers they don't own or ever used. They are a snapshot of what rural life was like back in the 1800s. And by 1800s, we do not mean they used flip phones. No phones of any kind. The ArriveCAN app is a smartphone app which in retrospect was deemed a worthless, buggy, over-budget application with the added bonus of being a corrupt money laundering scheme. Yet this community, which had no idea the app was required, or even what an app is facing punishment. Phone calls went unanswered because the Amish have no phone number to call. The community discovered the problem when they tried to get bridge financing, common for farmers, from their local bank and learned the Ontario government had put a lien on their farm. Now this small community in Chatsworth, Ontario faces ruin because of the punitive fine and not being able to farm. By the way, the Amish had a religious exemption from taking the jab, which should have rendered the broken, ill-conceived ArriveCAN app null and void. But the government of Liberal junta leader Generalissimo Justin Trudeau wants to punish everyone who did not fall in line with his virus made in China which shall not be named pandemic policies. Thank God the Liberals are still sporting the Pride logo hundreds of days after Pride Month ended. Priorities, like victimizing the innocent, are important. In this episode of Dumb Young Thing, we can't decide if this individual was a first-time driver or had only ever been chauffeured during her formative years. The halting running style is certainly unique. We know many Mercedes-Benz owners feel privileged, and perhaps the dealership never told her where the gas intake was. She clearly has a problem with depth perception, or maybe she has an expectations issue. We wonder if going around and around in circles is a metaphor for her life. As much of a trial as this was for this dumb young thing to manage the arcane fill-up ritual, we cannot ignore the expression of joy and accomplishment on this person's face. We join her in her victory and hope she will be a tiny bit less of a dumb young thing in the future, and that she used 91 octane. And finally, we present Houthis terrorists as they prepare to go to war with Israel. Boy, those Houthis are a hoot. This has been Appalling News, and that's the way it is.